USGA trophy. That's a great shot. That is a great shot. USGA US Open trophy. Fans have an opportunity to take a photo, and that is great stuff. The USGA US Open is very fan-friendly. We're here at the first hole, and it's set up for the opening of play. And this is where all the action begins for the next few days, culminating on Sunday.
Hello to all the good people at VVH.
For those of us who live and work in the Hamptons, we have a few legends out here. But this gentleman is a legend, Bob Butka. And Bob, not only are you a legend in broadcasting on sports, but you also do more than golf, I know.
Well, I used to. I mean, I got my start on WLNG radio way back when. Ironically enough, I filled in for Marv Albert because he got drafted. Marv started out on WLNG way back when, and we became friends. And when he couldn't do high school football, I offered. And then when we found out in '81 that Shinnecock was going to get the U.S. Open, I immediately contacted the USGA trying to see how I could get WLNG radio involved, and I had to jump through a lot of hoops, and finally I was put in touch with a fellow by the name of Al Wester, legendary in broadcasting. He did radio for the United States Golf Association. I met with him about WLNG, and ironically enough, he offered me a job doing golf on the mutual broadcasting system, and that was many moons ago. And now I got the honor of sitting alongside of you here at the 2018 U.S. Open.
Well, because of your efforts, you opened up the way for other broadcasters, ourselves included. We joined you guys in '96, right?
95.
95. I remember distinctly when I met.
That's because you're going to say that I covered the one in 1896, and it's not true.
No, when Paul Sidney was there, and I recall meeting you and Paul, and in those days it was Governor Pataki, who was a very tall fellow, and it was the pre-launch of the U.S. Open. Boy, has this sport grown, hasn't it?
Well, it really has. I mean, you look around this media room, I mean, there are people from all over the world. I mean, not just all over the United States. I mean, the international interest in this sport, and you can see how it's going globally with the great players from Japan, Australia, literally around the world. And that's one thing that golf has afforded me. I've covered events in Australia. I've covered them all over Europe. And somehow, some way, my biggest thrill to this day is always doing stuff on WLNG radio.
We love WLNG. They're the real deal, and we love your accomplishment. It's guys like you who, those of us who are in the industry, who have the privilege of being part of this industry, realize what a Bob Butka means to the broadcasting industry. And let me tell you, there are very few people, when we had that press conference earlier with Tiger Woods, there are very few people who have the distinction of having Tiger Woods call out, "Where's Bob?"
Well,
here he is. He's working away, and you guys have how does this work here? This, we're TV guys, so we grab cameras and run in the mud, but tell us how you're set up here.
Well, first off, in the background, you'll see somebody vital to everything I do. Janice Self is her name. She's the executive producer This week, I have my son Lane helping me. I have my brother Tom helping me. I have my grandson Jared Helgeson also helping me. We're broadcasting to London. We're broadcasting to WBZ up in Boston, a giant of a radio station, and of course always to WLNG radio. And maybe there's a young guy, and I'm glad you brought this up. Maybe there's a young guy watching your TV broadcast of this, and they may be saying to themselves, "Boy, I'd really like to do that." All I can say is, chase that dream. It could happen. I mean, it happened for me. Somebody from Sag Harbor. I had so much fun traveling around the country. When they would ask where I was from, I'd say, "Well, I'm from Long Island." And if they question how smart I was, I'd say, "Well, I finished in the top 20 in my graduating class." Of course, we only had 14 back then in Sag Harbor, so it wasn't hard to be in the top 20. I love Sag Harbor. I love the East End of Long Island. I love Shinnecock, my 4th U.S. Open, as you alluded to. It's quite a thrill. There's probably nobody in this room that has been here for all 4 of the U.S. Opens. Absolutely. Maybe there's one other guy, and I want to pay tribute to him, Mark Herman. He writes for Newsday, very talented and a good friend. This is his 4th, too. We were just babes in the woods when we started. Now we're a little long in the tooth.
Well, Sag Harbor is represented in this worldwide media that is here in this media center. To have you here, to be part of it, and I'm looking forward to that. Next one is what, 2026? 2026. Do we have a date? May I stop by and say hello to you then?
Well, I certainly hope so, but if you look at my calendar right now, I have nothing written down for 2026.
All right, we're going to pencil that one in. All the best luck to you, your team, and we're very proud to catch up with a real legend of broadcasting, not only here in the East End, but throughout the United States. Continued success to you.
Thanks for the kind words, and really an honor to be on with you.
As it should be. This is our toughest test. So I'm looking forward to having the opportunity, having the challenge. Hopefully I can play well enough to put myself there. Will there be any extra pressure? I think that's just natural. There would be. I mean, it's a major championship. There's only 4 of these a year. That would be a nice problem to have. And so hopefully I can do that.
We're going to take 2 more questions from the patient gentleman in the back right.
Thank you. Tiger, given all the things that have happened to you over the past decade, it's not, maybe more surprising it hasn't happened.
Yeah, I would think that I've been there on a number of occasions to win a major championship since the 08 U.S. Open, and I haven't done it. And no, I don't like that feeling. I've certainly had a nice run where I've won a few, and unfortunately over the last 10 years I haven't. But for the first few years of my career I did well.
And one final question.
Tiger, just touching on this time last year when you watched the US Open at Erin Hills, can you talk about just what a dark time that was for you? And
what was the last part?
So can you talk about what a dark time that was? And did you, at that point, honestly think that 12 months on you would be sitting where you are right now?
No. I had no. There's really no expectation to have the thought that I could actually be here again. I was just given okay to start walking again, start moving around, and this was June, so no, I hadn't been cleared to start lifting yet, and so it was about just having of my standard of life. forget golf. Can I actually participate in my kids' lives again? And it's something that I had missed over for a few years. And that was the main goal of it. And then it was a bonus to say, why don't you go hit some putts today? And I said, really? I can putt? And then it was chip. When I was at the President's Cup and I saw a lot of you guys there, I had no idea. I hadn't been cleared yet. And so to go from there to where I'm at now, I had no expectation of getting this far. A lot of this is pure bonus because of where I was. To be able to have this opportunity to play USG events, to play against these guys, best players in the world, it's a great feeling and one that I don't take for granted.
Opening day here at the U.S. Open, Shinnecock Hills Country Club, and what an exciting day it is. And this is the first hole that we're going to be watching, because Tiger Woods will be teeing off in a bit. And as you can see, the crowds are here. It's an exciting time to be here at the U.S. Open. People have come from all over the world, media from all over the world, watching the U.S. Open here from Shinnecock Hills Country Club.
Nice. Great shot, Patty. Pat, best lettuce on the tour, baby. Yeah. Woo!
Well done.
No. The best player in the world is the second best player. Literally. Nobody cares. Here's the thing about
What? There he is. The white shoes.
Well, DJ, no one's lost. Most guys have no points. Most people has no points.
There's Tiger Woods. First hole here at the U.S. Open.
I know, maybe. I got DJ and Tiger, man. Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, 5 minutes.
Jay.
I think it's more crowded.
Tiger, lion, bears, jaguars, koala. What's your name? Koala. And my friends call me Kay. Panda would be cute. Pan. These pictures are from my dad. It's more like a gray, dark fish. But not the guy with the hats. He's like wearing gloves. See? Yeah, the guy with the gloves. Yeah. I see. Pretty sweet.
Okay, now Tiger will be taking his shot. First hole here at the U.S. Open. Start of play.
I gotta go meet these guys.
Yeah, I guess so.
You have no sense of direction.
You see him?
Yeah.
This course is actually pretty short. Four. That's the last time they played it, when we had 500 yards. So that's what that's not. We don't care about you.
Fist pumps apart.
Or DJ. How about Justin Thomas? Any good?
I was looking at him. What's in Valley? He hasn't really participated except for each morning.
Oh, yeah.
Nice hit. Good hit.
This is the first hole here at the U.S. Open, Shinnecock Hills Country Club. And it's opening day, it's Thursday, and you're seeing the players as they approach this par 4 here, start of their game. We just had Tiger Woods start his match and had a problem with a 3 over par. Triple bogeyed this first hole. But that was Thornberry, who just made a great shot with his iron, and he's now headed down the fairway to the green. It's a beautiful day here in Southampton, New York. Shinnecock Hills Country Club. This is one of the original members of the USGA, one of the founding members. And over the years, we've played a number of US Opens here. The next time the USGA will be here at Shinnecock Hills will be in 2026. So this is a very special event for all people who've come far and wide to witness this great event. And every indication is the next couple of days the weather is going to be perfect. Not a cloud in the sky. So here we are at the first hole, par 4, 399 yards. This is where it all starts. And as you can see, the USGA trophy is right here at the first hole. This is the prize that everyone is aiming towards. The US Open USGA trophy. This competition began in 1895, and through its history, we've had 6 U.S. Opens here at the Shinnecock Hills Country Club. There's the clubhouse right there. Famous Sanford White designed clubhouse, one of the first ever to be established as a clubhouse for a golf club. So a lot of the history of golf, a lot of what golf has become is directly related to Shinnecock Hills here and its start of bringing golf to the United States.
Cincinnati, Ohio. Well,
This is one of the practice areas for using your wedge to get on the green. You can see one of the players is practicing with his 9-iron to try to wedge up to the green. Throughout the course, there are different areas where players can practice not only their drives, but important things like pitching. There we go. Close. Whoa, very good. Close to the flag. Beautiful shot here at the U.S. Open, Shinnecock Hills Country Club. There's the clubhouse behind us. The USGA flags. It's a bit windy today here in Southampton, New York, but a beautiful day nonetheless, and a great day for golf.
Let's go down by the trophy. Yes. Want to look for 8, 9, 7, 8, 9. These are 4.
Double. 2, 3, and 4. So right the ship a little bit for John.
Yep. Stop.
PJ Tour leader and birdies made around. Man right there, John Raw.
We're inside the USGA Media Center, and as you can see, press from all over the world. They're preparing their stories for the worldwide media. And as they're preparing their stories, they're looking at the leaderboard to see what's happening, what the standings are. At this particular point in time, Henley's in first place, 3 under par. So this is where they keep track of everything that's happening over the next few days, culminating with Sunday's final. Right now, at this point in time, Tiger Woods is 4 above par, but it's still early in the action. It's the first day of play here at the U.S. Open, Shinnecock Hills Country Club.